So when Jesus prayed, and you see God and all of them, see us, we do things capriciously. Even we don't know why we're doing, but they do nothing capriciously. So when Jesus prayed, it wasn't for the benefit of him or God. It was the benefit of the people who were standing. Okay, just like if Jesus wanted to, he would could have raised Lazarus from there from afar. See, but it would not impress it upon the people's mind because what do people say? Hearing is believing, talking is believing. No, people say seeing is believing. That's why the Bible always says see, because they know what. And here's the problem in humanity. You know how you're watching the game, Pastor, and you can't believe your eyes. You can't believe your eyes because you're letting your mind get in the equation. Your eyes will tell you exactly what's happening. Your mind is trying to change the reality. It's not going to change. This is what's happening. Sorry. Better go with it. You know what I'm saying? Jesus uttered a prayer that revealed the ultimate purpose of the miracle that followed, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. While many of Jesus' miracles demonstrated compassion, all are intended to point people to God through Christ. There can be no doubt of the source of Jesus' power as he directed all credit to the Father for what was about to happen. That's why whatever Jesus did, he prayed first. And he prayed to the Father. And he recognized the Father. And I'm like this, he's God, but he still recognizes God. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay. Because that's how you're supposed to do things. And just like us, if you make that big decision, pray. And then before you know, because here's how we'll do. We'll pray and then we're gone. Like Reverend likes to say, maybe you want to sit and listen a minute and see what they got to say. Because if you act on it quickly, that's probably your thought process coming through again. And that's why the pastor will tell you, they come to the altar and they leave, they put their troubles on the altar, but when they leave, what do? They pick them right back up. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to leave them there and let them take care of that. 43, Sandy. Thank you, ma'am. This is a graphic illustration of what John envisions happening at the end of time, when Christ will call all faithful to him at his return. In John 5:25 to 28, Jesus promised that the time is coming where the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God and be raised to eternal life. Lazarus' resurrection, next verse, was a foreshadowing of what will happen to all who believe. And that's why, see, we talk about how dumb sheep are. Sheep are pretty dumb. You know what I'm saying? And sheep are high maintenance. You know what I'm saying? You can't leave sheep by themselves. But there's one thing that sheep can do that we can't do. Okay? Sheep only listen to their master's voice. We listen to everybody's voice. Mother, father, especially when what they're saying sounds good. Okay? But when you follow somebody's advice and they lead you down the primrose path to hell, now you're mad at them. But see, this is why God gave you discernment. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like they say, the thought process, taste it. And if you use your discernment, you'll see that it wasn't correct. You know what I'm saying? But now you're going to be mad at them for misleading you when who wasn't really that misled you? It was you. By going with it, you know what I'm saying? Jesus promised that the time is coming when the dead will hear the voice of God and be raised to eternal life. Lazarus' resurrection, the next verse, was the foreshadowing of all that happened to those who believe. 44. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot in grave clothes. And he was bound with sin to them, loose him and let him go. In ancient times, dead bodies are wrapped in strips of cloth with spices before burial to control the order of decay. Well, okay, it's not going to control the order, okay? It may slow it down a little bit, it ain't control nothing. Many comparisons have been drawn between grave clothes and napkins or sweatcloth of Jesus of Nazareth. While we can only wonder how the crowd reacted watching Lazarus emerge from the tomb wrapped in those items, the fact that he was hand and foot brings a comical image to mind for him. Okay, because I'm like this: if Lazarus is hopping, coming up those stairs, ain't nothing funny about that. I'm not thinking about how he's moving. I'm thinking about the fact that he's alive. And all the rest of it is something to come out of somebody's mind. The fact that he's bound hand and foot brings a comical image to mind. Lazarus, unable to remove the wrappings, perhaps was able only to hop as he emerged. But clearly, when Jesus calls you, you come. Conclusion, a pleasant surprise. It's always nice to get what you work for sometimes, but sometimes a pleasant surprise goes a long way. Things we don't expect, like a bonus at work or a letter from an old friend, make us feel appreciated.